Welcome into your PFF prospect profile. Today it's all about cornerback Mike Hughes from UCF, a guy who, Sam, as I read right from our PFF draft guide as part of Edge and Elite, has only played 1,049 snaps in his career, 884 of which came last year. This guy's been up and down based off, being on multiple teams and just not being on the field. Can we trust him after only 1 year of really good production last year in 2017?
Yeah, there's definitely concerns there. This is a guy that was kicked off UNC, found his way to UCF, but that season was fantastic. It was really, really good. Wasn't beaten for a pass longer than 21 yards all season. That is a phenomenal amount of production. There are concerns, though. Like I said, this is second team. He has a very low sample size in terms of play. We just haven't seen that much of him. He's a little bit raw as a prospect, as you would expect for a guy who hasn't played that much. And again, like seemingly all of these top cornerback prospects this year, he's a little bit undersized. He's under 6 feet. He isn't that 200-pound corner that the NFL has been chasing for the past few seasons. But you're really shooting for a guy that's shown incredible upside in his limited playing time so far.
Yeah, if you've been watching our other profiles on Denzel Ward, Jair Alexander, Dante Jackson, we've been saying the same thing, these undersized corners, but I'm all for it because he moves so well. Your boy a couple of years ago, Devontae Harris, remember what we loved about him coming out of Texas A&M, playing off coverage, how quickly he could break on the ball. Hughes might be the best guy I've seen since that point, where when he sees the ball and off coverage, just breaks so quickly. Footwork is spectacular. So I just love what he did last season, 88.8 grade, one of the best in the entire nation. So even with the 1 year of production, we've seen a few other guys with only, I don't want to call them 1 year wonders, but 1 year of data behind them still have success at the next level. I do think he has all the skills to succeed, and I'm all for the shorter corners who can match up with better route runners. I think the NFL needs more guys like Hughes and these sub-6 foot guys.
Yeah, that's where those guys excel, is on the underneath routes. Typically, the tall, long corners are the guys that you want for the deep pass, the go route deep down the field, down the sideline. That's where they excel. But if you look at Mike Hughes' route chart last year, where he was defending, where he was targeted, he allowed a passer rating of just 20.8 on deep go routes. Those are the ones that you expect the tall corners to excel in and the shorter corners to struggle with relatively, because they're going up against tall receivers, guys that can adjust to the ball. But Mike Hughes has the speed, the quickness to adjust the same way as those guys. That is a dramatically better number than the NCAA average, which is up near 90, that kind of level. So he's doing dramatically better than those guys. The relative lack of size just isn't showing up even on the routes that you expect it to.
So Hughes is a guy, because of those movement skills, we might see him play in the slot a little bit at the next level. The one concern there is he just doesn't have a ton of experience, only played 23 snaps there last season, but does have those skills that would translate to the slot. The other part where he certainly adds value, special teams, 31.9 yards per kick return, and our highest graded returner in the entire class. So when you talk about a guy that is, kind of battling for that number 3 or 4 cornerback off the board, or to be one of the best corners in this class, that's just another place where he adds value.
Yeah, it's a great additional reason to take a guy like that high. If you're looking for a reason to separate a couple of corners on your board in that position in the draft, you can take a guy like Mike Hughes, who does have that phenomenal upside, the potential to get even better given how young he is at the position, and you know that you can put him on the field right away as an impact return man and get some kind of value out of him, even if it's going to take him a year or two to adjust and become the real corner that he can be.
Any issues with him in a press coverage scheme given his size, or is it one of those things where he's just so good in off coverage? For certain teams, say like the Steelers love to play zone, they love to play off coverage. Even though they went and got this big press corner in Artie Burns a couple years ago, Mike Hughes feels like the guy that would be a perfect fit for the way they play. Is Hughes just a great fit for some teams and just an okay fit for others, or do you feel pretty comfortable with him across the board?
I think he's got enough physicality and feistiness to his game that he's not going to be exposed by playing press man coverage. Plus, that change of direction skills, the speed, the raw athleticism, gives you the ability to hang with pretty much any receiver. It doesn't matter if you're physically overwhelmed, at the release, at the line of scrimmage, or even later on the route, as long as you've got the speed, the quickness to still live with that guy and be able to challenge at the catch point. I think he's scheme diverse and can play in any system.
Yeah, love watching Hughes play, love his game, and he's another one, undersized corner and one of the best in the entire class. That is UCF cornerback Mike Hughes and his PFF prospect profile, powered by PFF Elite.